There's this girl on Big Brother, JoJo Siwa, and she was like a lesbian, and then she came out and said she's straight. Did you see that? Proving what I've been saying forever, that you can flip lesbians and you should be trying. You know what I mean? Yeah, they always get mad at me when they're like, I'm a lesbian, and I'm like, challenge accepted. Like, you know what I mean? They told me to stop telling them that, wearing a lesbian Slayer shirt with a pair of scissors crossed out. I get in trouble when a girl tells me she's a lesbian and I'm like, well, I'm like a human vibrator. Like, they don't like that. And then I start buzzing. They never seem to like it when I tell them that they're a little pale from the lack of vitamin D and then I point to my dick. But, hey, it is what it is. Also, the best part is Mickey Rourke is the one who flipped her a little bit. You guys see Mickey Rourke kind of looks like half man, half leather, like sort of thing. Just like a cigarette draped in a human flesh kind of thing. And then Mickey Rourke was kind of like, oh yeah, you're a lesbian? Give me 4 days, I'll flip you. And then she was like, no you won't, because she sort of sounds like me a little bit. And then 2 days later, she's like, I'm flipped. Turns out I am flipped. It's not as big of a deal for a girl to be a lesbian and come back to straight, right? I'm not saying lesbians are fake. Like, I'm sure Ellen's never gonna be like, need some dick. Like, obviously, but sometimes girls will just sleep with girls for social reasons. You know, it is. I know a girl that she was a lesbian, then she married a guy, and she goes, I just hated men, so I started sleeping with women. And you're like, all right, fine, but you know, I've met some guys that hate women, never that much, I guess, you know? I've never met a guy that's like, fucking, wife took everything, dick me, Fucking women telling me what to do. Telling me I can see the kids every second week and bring her in, boys, you know? Telling me stories without a point. Like, you just don't see that. I mean, it's just easier to flip back and forth for a woman, right? Like, a girl can come back, like, made out with a friend, crazy night. If a guy comes back from a work party, he's like sucked off Craig, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just became like a different dude, you know what I mean? You can't go to the engineer Christmas party and come back like, Doug tuned me the fuck up last night. That guy did some damage. Even it's like a birthday present, sometimes girls will be like, oh, I'm gonna make out with a girl because it'd be hot, right? Would you think you'd like that if he goes, you came home and he's like, happy birthday, just... Just want to do something for you, you know? You'd be like, what? I thought you wanted it. It's not the same. That's why even the threesomes, right? Like, when a two girl-guy threesome, that's why it's like more acceptable. It's not. You know what the difference between the two threesomes is? A girl-guy threesome is kind of like there's a hockey player, and then there's two goalies, and he still scores. You know what I mean? Whereas like a guy-girl threesome is there's two hockey players, and then they go to a bar and fuck some drunk chick and never call her again. And go back home to their girlfriends. And that's the difference. So that's why it's not as big of a deal for JoJo Siwa to be, she's not a lesbian anymore. Guys don't care. If a girl's like, I'm not a lesbian anymore, we're like, whatever, you barely were anyway, you know what I mean? When a guy's like, I'm not gay anymore, we go, yeah, you are. You know, we treat a girl coming back from being a lesbian like a girl coming back from being Christian, where she's like, I'm not Christian anymore. You're like, you probably just went to church because your parents wanted you to. There was some social reasons. We treat a guy coming back from being gay like a guy from coming back from joining ISIS. You better have a really good explanation. If you come back to a job interview and it's like, it says on your resume you were in ISIS for 9 years. You're just like, yeah, I just got tired of all the hairy men. I don't know what to tell you. I no longer want to get on my knees 5 times a day, and... That's why it's different. But that's why, you know, and also lesbians, and this is my last thing I'll say about lesbians. It is random, but they actually have less sex than gay guys. Isn't that kind of weird? Yeah, that's true. Well, it's actually, the stat that I read, it was gay guys have the most sex, straight people have the second most, and then lesbians have the least sex at 0 sex because you need a penis for sex. And well, I don't. You know, why when a girl eats out a girl, they call it sex, but then when I ate a girl out in high school and told all my friends I fucked her, everyone called me Ryan the Liar for the entire semester. Probably have to address what's going on over here. Hey, give it up for the Laugh Shop, huh? That's how sick this club was. I came to Calgary to film my last special, and it just hit 1 million views. So look at us, huh? Yeah. Do you wanna try a little bit, or do you already have enough white stuff on your face? Well, now I'm embarrassed. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, but there's like a big crisis in New York because they kept shipping in migrants on buses, right? The governor of Texas is doing it, and he's in a wheelchair, which makes it like kind of more evil, you know? And obviously in New York, we're like, cool, right? But we were bluffing a little bit, you know? They were like, we're shipping you busloads of migrants. And we're like, good, I hope you do. And then after a few months, we're like, they're still coming, huh? That is, I mean, that's kind of a lot. No, it's good for sure. No, we do want them. We were bluffing a little bit. It's kind of like if a dude was like, dude, I want to fuck the shit out of 10 girls. And then they were like, we have all 10 girls on their way to your house. You're like, all 10 right now, tonight. No, I will fuck them. No, I did. You're right. No, I did promise to fuck the shit out of all 10. That is 5 and 5 an option? No, it's 10 for sure. Okay, all at the same time? It is a little unfair. You always hear, behind every great man's an even greater woman. But you never hear, behind every man that committed atrocities is a woman who's even more atrocious. Like, do you guys think Hitler's girlfriend loved Jews? I think she was in on the project, personally. Hitler came home after doing art or whatever Hitler was up to back then. I was like, how was your day, Eva? And she was like, I don't know, Hitler. She's really naggy, Hitler's girlfriend. I don't know, Hitler. I was just talking to a real man today, David Rosenberg. What are you gonna do about it? Man that can grow a full mustache. She died, though, which is probably good. If Hitler's girlfriend didn't die, she'd have a blog right now, 10 ways to know when you were dating a narcissist. Hitler's girlfriend would have a podcast with Anne Frank about how they're both victims. Okay. 2 more bad things, then I'm gonna move on. There's probably not even any here, but ladies, this is a fair question. Why do the women that hate men the most look the most like men? That is a fair question. Buzz cuts, men's clothing. That would be like if the leader of the KKK was wearing a do-rag, right? It's like the white race is the best race. He's dribbling a basketball, like beatboxing, like loves black people, it looks like. I think sometimes people are a little unfair to women, because we'll say, oh, they're more crazy, but their craziness is just spread out. You all get a little, whereas guy craziness is centralized into one psychopath that has a woman locked in his basement. Girls, you know, girl craziness like 5%, 5%. Guy craziness is like normal, Hitler, normal, shoots up at school, normal. There was only one woman that ever shot up a school, and she went trans first before she did it. Isn't that wild? 25 years as a woman, no problems. 1 year paying for her own drinks. One. $20? No, we just had 2 margaritas. That's how much they cost! No.